Catch. Right. Let's read it. Ultimates that consume the ultimate meter when activated will now drain the meter more quickly. Okay, reverted a recent change to reduce the size of Hero's projectile. Altering the size of projectile and fight had too many unintended side effects to keep in the game. Defense matrix. After being activated, defense matrix will begin regenerating following a 1 second delay, formerly 0.5 second. Yeah, Diva is a tiny bit too strong. Hanzo will now experience a 30% decrease in speed while aiming, formerly 40%. So Hanzo's going to have a bit more mobility. Maximum projectile speed has been increased by 30%. Hanzo has the potential to deal a lot of damage, but he can feel really inconsistent, even at a medium distance. By increasing the projectile speed, we're extending his reliable range, making it easier to land shots without having to perfectly predict enemy movement. So that's going to make Hanzo a bit better. I don't know if that's going to make him good enough for competitive, like pro games. But in competitive, I've seen a few good Hanzos. They're usually really scary. The Blizzard projectile now pierce barriers. Oh, that's for ultimate. Radius has been increased from 8 meters to 10. Oh, wow. Mei is an interesting toolkit, but her ultimate often felt like it was too difficult to use. Consequently, it felt weak compared to many other ultimate abilities. The freeze effect has been piercing barriers for some time now, but the projectile would still be blocked. Now you can throw it down exactly where you want it. So much easier to utilize the full radius effectively. Deadeye now drains over a 0.25 second period instead of displaying a 50% reduction on the ultimate meter when activated. Oh, what the hell? Deadeye got nerfed so hard. If player managed to counter or avoid Mercury Ultimate, it would often regenerate very quickly since only half the ultimate charge was spent. Now this ultimate works like every other ultimate that has a duration. Damn, that's brutal. Mercy. Healing Beam. Healing per second has been increased by 20%. Resurrected allies will be able to maneuver after 2.25 seconds, reduced from 3. Oh, they're trying to get Mercy back into the meta. This is really interesting, actually. I mean, I'm not a big fan of playing Mercy. I much prefer Zenyatta. And then Lucio if, like, I have no choice. But it'll be interesting. Resurrection now allows teammate to jump back into the fight more quickly. Yo, yeah, I just read that. Genji, double jump no longer resets when wall climbing? What? Dash no longer deals damage to trap like Widow Venom or Junkrat Still Trap. No longer bypasses Junkrat Still Trap. That should have been like in the game when the game shipped. But the double jump is such a huge nerf. Swift Strike no longer interrupts quick melee attacks. What is Swift Strike? Oh, that's like the deflect. You can't. Am I understanding this right? You can't deflect melee attacks. I might be getting this wrong. Dragon Blade. Duration of Genji's ultimate has been reduced from 8 to 6. So I don't know how long the Zenyatta ult lasts, but I can tell you for sure that the Genji ult lasted longer. And so this is a great nerf. Genji was a little too difficult to pin down, and these changes will balance his speed. Swift Strike no longer cancels the recovery time from a quick melee attack, so players will no longer be able to get a free melee attack before using Swift Strike. Oh, I think that's the dash, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you, Dormox. Lastly, Dragon Blade duration was long enough that it often felt too difficult to reasonably counter. Lucio, amped it up. The boosting of movement speed have been decreased by 30% from 100% increase to 70% increase. I think that's fair. Lucio is just a core hero because the speed boost is just way too good. So I think that's just really good. Thanks to Lucio's speed increase, he was almost a must pick. Yeah, just like they said. Every game at him. Chain hook. If the hook target isn't in Roadhog's line of sight when retracting the hook, they will be moved back to the position they were originally hooked. That's gonna look funky, but that's balanced. This change means that hook targets will be less likely to slide along walls, potentially ended up in an odd place after they've been reeled in. Zenyatta, Orb of Discord. The amount of damage amplified by a target with Orb of Discord has been decreased from 50 to 30. Now, that's balanced because if your target has 200 HP and McCree's at a reasonable range and you put the Discord on that target and McCree hits a headshot, most of the time it kills the target, and that's just too strong. But now with the 30%, it's still a really good buff, a really good hero. Orb of Destruction. Damage has been increased from 40 to 46. Now, this is because you want your Zenyatta to still be able to kill flankers by himself. If you have a very good Zenyatta, you can kill the Tracers, you can sometimes even kill the GENJIs, the Reapers, but by decreasing Orb of Discord, that's not the case anymore, but now his auto attack is a bit stronger. That's my thoughts. Now let's see what the developers say. Zenyatta is in a far better place since the last update, but the strength of Orb of Discord has turned him into an almost mandatory pick. These changes reduce Orb of Discord effectiveness, but his damage dealing potential has been increased. Damage that he delivers should feel largely unaffected by the change. Map balance change. Watchpoint Gibraltar, our first checkpoint, has been removed. The balance change that were implemented in previous patches have eliminated the need for Gibraltar to have an extra checkpoint. That's cool. That makes sense. Honestly, only the low ranked players would defend the first checkpoint. Doesn't make sense at all. It's like impossible to defend. Well, you're always better off defending the second checkpoint. A new allied health bar options has been added. Oh, that's going to be a must. I can't wait to see it. Contextual menus have been added on the hero selection screen, giving players the ability to report or group up with other players. Oh, I can't wait to see the new reports. There's no way to report someone that's griefing, and I think that's just wrong. Matchmaking UI is now purple, and the competitive play queue made several minor adjustments to typography and the spectator UI, bug fixes, maps. All right. Great patch. Really looking forward to not dying to GENJI every game. Depending on if I still get player level by playing on the PTR, I'm probably going to play on the PTR after I'm done with the Bronze to Diamond. Probably tomorrow. Because I want to get a lot of loot boxes on my main, but yeah, playing on the PTR is going to be fun. If the off season, before season 2, if playing on the PTR means you can rank up, like Diamond, Master, whatever, that'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. In case you guys don't know, for season 2, Overwatch, they're doing like StarCraft. So you have Bronze, you have Silver, you have Gold, you have Plat, you have Diamond, you have Masters, and you have Grandmaster. If you get in one of the first 5 leagues, you cannot get kicked off. But if you get a Master and Grandmaster and you don't play, you will get bumped down. You're losing, I think, 50 rating a day. Player with a skill rating above 3,000 will lose 50 rating points every 24 hours. Okay, so it's Diamond and Masters and Grandmasters, but you cannot lose your Diamond rating. Competing in a single match will alt skill rating delay. People that haven't played in 7 days will drop out of the top 500. So is there like a Grandmaster and a top 500? That seems to be the case. And yeah, they're removing sudden death. It's now stopwatch. So whoever is the fastest on attack wins the game. That'll be interesting as well. And then the competitive points, instead of getting 1 point per win, it'll be 10 points per win. And now the weapons are going to cost 10 times as much to reflect that. And you get 3 competitive points for a draw. That's just going to trigger some OCD. RIP. A soft cap is being placed on the number of competitive points that can be saved. Players with more than 6,000 points at the start of Season 2 will no longer accrue points by playing match. End of season. Oh, that's so wrong. I think my alt account is going to be at 6,000 points. I'll have to buy a weapon and then keep grinding after that. I don't like that change for particular reasons. Oh yeah, players must win at least 50 competitive match to be eligible for top 500. Like I said, there was a French-Canadian player that got top 500 in like 20 games, and so the 50 matches is nice. Um, and yeah, they're also like bridging the gap between how many different ranks you can queue. So before it was 50 ranks, so you could be, let's say your friend was 35 and you're 85, you can still queue together, which is really wrong. Now it's with the new system, it's 10. So if you're 50 and your friend's 40, you can play. And the way they're saying is skill rating more than 500 will no longer be able to group up. And then they did the math. I didn't do it, but it's like the equivalent of 10 right now is what it's going to be in the next season. So that's just great. Really looking forward to season 2. I wish I would have gone top 500 in season 1, but just lack of time and skill. So taking it one step at a time. Uh, Anticipation of launch of season 2 September 6th. So that what is that? Um, Season 6. So it ends tomorrow, and then there's literally like 2 weeks without competitive. Is competitive gonna be like playable only on PTR until the new season? I'd be okay with that. I don't want to go back to quick play. I don't know what I'm gonna do if it's quick play only. Probably gonna have to admit myself to Asylum. Anyway, this is my thoughts on the balance patch. Probably gonna put this on YouTube. So if you're watching this from YouTube, I hope it was engaging enough and not too boring, that you enjoyed the content. Let me know if it's not up to par to some of my other videos. Let me know if you don't enjoy it. If you enjoy it, thank you for watching this YouTube video, and have a good time.